Now children, let us study the images formed in a pair of mirrors. You have two mirrors, right? Now consider you have two mirrors, this one, and the angle between the two mirrors is an angle theta. Number of images formed. Number of images formed. Let this be n. The formula for this is 360 degree by theta. Now when you do this, you can come across two terms. Either 360 by theta may be even number, or it may be odd number. For example, if theta is 60 degree, then number of images formed is 360 by 60, which is 6. 6 is an even number. Now if theta equal to 72 degree, number of images formed will be 360 by 72. Now what is 360 by 72, children? 360 by 72 is 5. So here the number of images will be an odd number. Odd number. Theta is the angle between the two mirrors. Now children, when you have an even number, number of images will always be one less. Number of images will be n minus 1. So here, what will be the number of images? Number of images will be 6 minus 1, which is 5. But when the number of images is odd, there you can have two cases. Now, if the mirrors, these are the two mirrors, if the object is placed symmetrically, now what do you mean by symmetrically? Just if you bisect the two mirrors, if the object is placed anywhere, this is the object. If the object is placed symmetrically, that means the object lies on the bisector of the angle. If this angle is x degree, this angle will also be x degree. If the object lies on the bisector of the angle, then the number of images will be 5 minus 1, 4. It will be 1 less. But if the object lies anywhere else other than the bisector of the angle, say the object lies here, this is my object O. If the object is placed asymmetrically, so children, when the object is placed asymmetrically, that means object is not lying on the bisector of the angle, then the number of images formed will be 5 only. It will be 5 only. You don't have to subtract. Now come here. If theta be the angle between the two mirrors, number of images is 360 by theta. Now you can have an odd number. Now when there is an odd number, what did I tell you? There can be two cases, symmetrically and asymmetrically. So if the number of images when the object is placed asymmetrically, what did I tell you? Keep it as n only. You don't have to subtract 1. But if the object is placed symmetrically, what is symmetrically? It lies on the bisector of the angle. then the number of images will be n minus 1. Whatever answer you get, you have to subtract 1. For example, if theta is 72 degree, number of images is 5. Now, if the object is placed asymmetrically, you keep it as 5 only. But if the object is placed symmetrically, then the number of images will be n minus 1, which is 4. But if 360 by theta is an even number, then the number of images will always be, whether it is symmetrically or asymmetrically, n minus 1. Say for example, here theta is 60 degree. Number of images is 6. Number of images here will be n minus 1, 5. Why? When it is an even number, you always have to subtract 1. So number of images will be 5. Children, here we have to do for two mirrors which are parallel to each other and perpendicular to each other. Now, if two mirrors are parallel to each other, theta is 0 degree. Number of images formed is 360 by 0, which is infinite. Anything by 0 is infinite. So, here you have infinite number of images. For example, I'll send you a picture, children. Here I have two mirrors kept parallel, and I keep an object just in the middle. I'll send you a picture where you'll see that number of images formed is many, infinite number of images. The ray diagrams for parallel mirrors. Here you have two parallel mirrors. I am taking two parallel mirrors. Now draw with me. Draw two parallel mirrors and silver these two sides. I'm going to ask you to show it to me at the end of the class. Draw two parallel mirrors and silver it and name those mirrors A and B. Name those mirrors A and B. Keep an object. Say I'm measuring my lines. You cannot see the lines, but I have marked it. I'm keeping an object over here. I have marked lines. You cannot see it, but you measure with a scale. I've kept an object over here. If this is the mirror, then my first image will be here, equal distance from the mirror. This distance and this distance should be equal. Now what you're going to do? From the image, you are going to draw two reflected rays. Behind the mirror dotted and in front of the mirror solid. So what I did, say let this point be M with OM equal to MI1. First, I have drawn the image. Then I have drawn two reflected rays from I1, these two dotted and then solid. Complete this part. Now, from the object, you join the two incident rays. From the object, you join two incident rays. So I get I1. Now light from I1 is falling on the mirror M1. So this is my object now. I1 is my object now and M1 is my mirror because light is coming from I1. Now with a scale you measure from I1 to M1. I1 M1 should be equal to MI2. Now you are going to measure with your scale. I have marked the graduations which you cannot see. I have done it. Now from I1, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 lines in front. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Here I will have the image I2. So I1 M1 equal to M1 I2. I1 M1 equal to M1 I2. And from I2, at these 2 points, draw 2 reflected rays. These 2 dotted. And give the arrow. Now my I2 is ready. Complete till here. Now children, I2 is my object. Light is coming from I2 and falling on this mirror A. Now how many lines are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 lines. So the image will be 7 lines behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this will be your I3. Light is coming from I2 falling on this mirror. If you are doing in a white sheet of paper, then from I2 to M, you measure this distance. You measure this distance with a scale. With equal distance, you mark the point I3. This distance and this distance should be same. Light is coming from I2 falling on the mirror A and forming the image I3. So this distance and this distance should be same. Now you draw the reflected rays. Behind the mirror, it should be dotted. And in front of the mirror, it should be solid. Now you have I3. Now I3 will act as my object for this mirror. So with this distance, if you can measure an equal distance, here you will get I4. So this will continue. Now, it might. Now children, now this is my object. Now light can fall on this mirror first also. If light falls on this mirror, then this will be my object distance. Now with equal distance, there will be an image over here. You measure with a scale. So this point, you no need of drawing again. Just write, here I will get an image I1 dash. Now light will come from I1 dash to this mirror M. Light will come from I1 dash to this mirror M. So you measure this distance. From I1 dash to M, measure this distance. This distance. With a scale, you measure this distance. Now it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here you will have I2 dash. If you measure, these two distances should be same. So light will come from I1 dash, fall on this mirror, and equal distance behind, it will have I2 dash. Similarly, light will come from I2 dash, fall on this mirror. So how far is I2 from M1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines. So the image will be 8 lines behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here you will have the third image I3 dash. So this will continue forming numerous number of images. Now complete your ray diagram. I am giving you all time. Now children, let us take the case of two perpendicular mirrors. If you have two mirrors at 90 degree with each other, then number of images formed is 360 by 90 degree. That is 4. Now this is an even number. When it is an even number, I told you number of images will be 4 minus 1, 3. Now look into this diagram. I have kept two mirrors and I have kept an object in between the two mirrors. See, these two are mirrors, children. See, these two are mirrors. I have kept two mirrors at right angles to each other and I have kept a pin. Now you see how many images you are seeing? You are seeing 3 images. Check. Can you see 3 images? Okay. Now we have to study the ray diagram. Let us draw the ray diagrams for two perpendicular mirrors A and B. See, here you have two perpendicular mirrors A and B. This is my A and this is my B. Now you are going to draw with me. Silver the surfaces. Then, with a scale, you mark equal distances on the 4 points and mark with a dotted line a rectangle or a square See, I have measured equal distances and I have done this. So what will happen? If I keep an object over here in this mirror, say in this mirror, in your book they have taken this as the first mirror. In this mirror, I have the first image I1 and in this mirror, I have the second image I2. See, in this mirror, the image is I1 and in this mirror, the image is I2. These two are two perpendicular mirrors. Now children, what happens? You see, here I will have two images together, I3 and I4. Now how is it so? Say mirror, light from this object will fall on this mirror, will get reflected and form I1, will again get reflected from this mirror and will form I3. Now how will you draw? I3 is my third image. Children, from I3, draw two reflected rays. Which will go to the eye. Draw two reflected rays which will go through the eye. Now what I told you all, from object light will come here, get reflected and will form I1, again get reflected and form an image I3 over here. So from I3, draw two reflected rays which will go to the eye. Finish till here. Now what you are going to do, from I1, join these 2 points. In front of the mirror will be solid, behind the mirror will be dotted. In front of the mirror will be solid. Behind the mirror, draw dotted lines. It will go to I1. So what I told you, light from object will come here, will get reflected, will form the image I1, again get reflected, will form the image I3. Now, at the end, you are going to join the object, the incident rays at these 2 points. So now you see these two are incident rays getting reflected, forming I1. Again, hello, Moto. Forming I3. Now children, it might also happen that light falls on this mirror first, gets reflected, forms I2, again gets reflected, and here you have the fourth image I4. Now I3 and I4, they coincide to form a single image. That is the reason why when you have 360 by 90, 4 images, even number, when you have even number, 2 images coincide, resulting in one less number of images. Here the number of images will be 3. Now go back to the diagram which I have, the photo which I have shown you. You see there are 3 images because 2 images coincide.